I made my niece a price list for her wig install company that she's creating. So I'm just going to go through and talk about a little bit of what I did. So here I created it to be 8 by 11. Um, and then I just added the text to start. I wanted to get a block text. So I looked for that to see which one looked the best for this. I thought I found one that I liked, but I ended up changing this in a little bit. So when using Canva, you can change things around. You can also go back. If you see up there at the top, there is a back button. So I wanted to put it on the side. So I made it to the side, go sideways, and made it bigger. And then about here is, I actually didn't like that specific text type, so I ended up changing it to a different one. She had a look that she was going for, so we were in a way mimicking it, but making it a little bit to her own style. So as you can see, we will change it. I personally have the Canva Premium. I've used it for years. I use Canva so much, so it's very beneficial to me. But if you don't want Canva Premium, you can always buy the specific premium, text or elements and pay for them specifically if you do not want premium. So here we just took another one. She wanted something very shiny. Darling is what I look up when I want something shiny. And here you can see I made that, it was together. I made it ungrouped so that I only had the one. We also didn't go with this specific look. I changed it, so you'll see that in a few minutes. And then we just wanted it to look very girly because she is a very girly girl, and we wanted it to also kind of match her own logo that I made for her. So that was another reason we went with something, you know, uh, you'll see how her logo goes. It goes with her logo just perfectly. So I went over a couple different text font types to see which one went best with that specific block type, and this is the one that we ended up going with, Alex Brush. That is one of my favorite handwriting font types that Canva has. And Canva does have a good feature where if you have a font type that you want to use specifically, you can also add fonts. And here we added her logo. I made this logo for her a couple weeks ago, so we're just adding it into the picture. When you have premium, as you can see, premium shows when you have the little king sign next to the specific element or tool that you want to use. But I often use the background remover. It's called BG Remover, and that just makes it to where it is transparent so that you can put it over different colors. So if I wanted to use it over like a pink or something like that, it wouldn't be a black background over pink. It would just have the logo. And I love this about Canva also, that you can make everything centered. It really gives you a lot of like lines so that you can know that your different elements and such are centered. So it's very helpful. And then here we're just going to get started on the actual price list. So I copied and pasted what she sent me, and she actually wanted it to say for the most part. I did change some things because I didn't feel like all of the writing was necessary. So I had ended up calling her while I was making this and just kind of went over what we would keep, what we would get rid of, and just to make it look better. So here I'm just adding in a text box and copied and pasted what she wrote me in the text message so that it was right there, and then I'll go in and change it all around. So we wanted it to have two different sections. One section was for the wig installs, and then the other section is for the dyeing part, because she does dye hair also. I also use the same handwriting, so if you see, I pressed the duplicate button, so that I didn't have to go in there and find the specific text box and such like that. It makes it a lot easier. So then we just put the install there, and then I also, as you can see here, I'm going to split this up so that it's two text box. And I did the dye section next so that we could just change it all up, and it would be easier. So I again duplicated that text box just so we didn't have to go in there and select a new text, two new text, add a new text box, and then also select the text, the font type. It just makes it so much easier when you are doing things like this. You can just duplicate it. That's another great tool about Canva. I'm such a big fan of Canva. I really love Canva. And then here again, you can see it makes it to where you can line it up, and you know that it's actually lined up, and you don't have it looking unprofessional. So here we're just going to go in and fix the wording a little bit more. And I ended up choosing a different font type for this part of the price list. I wanted something that was professional, easy to read, and matched kind of what she was doing on the and then as you can see, it asked if I wanted to change all. If you do select that, you could see at the side where it has the price list, it changed from the block font type that I had to the new font type. I didn't want that, so I ended up not doing that and just changing them manually, because I didn't want it to change everything, just those specific two text boxes. And here I just changed the wording and got it to look how exactly we wanted. At a certain point, my video stopped recording, so there is a part missing where I was changing this around a bit, which is fine. It's not that big a deal, but I just basically, I wasn't sure if I wanted to do bullet marks or bullet points or not, so I tried it. I didn't like how it looked, so I ended up not doing bullet points and took those off, and I think that is part of what got edited out, so just so you guys know. And then if you have questions, you can leave questions and comments in the comment section, of course, and I would be happy to answer anything you have that you'd like to know. Alright, and this is where I got to edit out. So I ended up adding a frame to add her picture in there, and you would go to elements and then frame, and then I just uh, added a new text box to put owner and change the picture, the color, so that it matched the color scheme. I ended up doing a couple different color schemes, and I will show you at the end what she liked the best, and it wasn't this one, but it was another part of her. I just used her logo branding colors, and then we went from there. And then so at the bottom, she wanted it to say text me with her phone number or DM me to schedule, and so I'm just doing a text box at the bottom for that here, so you can see that I do that there. And then you will be able to see the final product in just a few seconds. And then here, of course, I wanted to make sure that everything was lined up. And like I was telling you guys, you can really utilize Canva to make sure that everything is correctly lined up with those lines. It's really very helpful. I made a few different options here for her so she could see what colors she wanted to do. I changed the font color on one of them so that it was like pink font, a darker pink, and then also the white pink, and you will see which one she chose at the end. And this was the final product that she chose. I was really proud of it, and I